On Mark Reviews Movies, this time Enchanted. And this stars Amy Adams and Patrick Dempsey. This movie came out several years ago. I would categorize it as a family film, family appropriate, nothing really that you have to worry too much about in this movie. Somewhere between a musical and just a live-action romantic comedy. This movie actually starts out as an animated feature, and Giselle, played by Amy Adams, is actually literally an animated Disney princess. She meets her Prince Charming, and they're riding off to the castle to get married, and the wicked old witch, who is also the mother of Prince Charming, the queen, pushes her down a well. She falls down the well and appears coming out of a manhole cover in the middle of Times Square in New York City. Well, obviously then she is in a live-action movie from that point on. She's in the reality that we live with every day, and she's struggling to come to terms with her worldview from an animated Disney film, and in direct conflict with the reality of the harshness of the streets of New York City. Patrick Dempsey's in a relationship with another woman, and Amy Adams literally falls into his arms at one point, and there's now this interplay between her and Patrick Dempsey. He's very serious. He's actually a divorce lawyer, and she believes in true love and happily ever after, and he doesn't. And so this is a good example of a time-tested and oft-repeated device in movies where you have two very opposite people who play off of each other. There are some themes in here that some parents might want to be aware of before you just run out and watch this with your kids. Because Patrick Dempsey is a divorce lawyer and deals with that harsh reality, there are scenes with couples arguing in his office, and there is a lot of discussion about there is no happily ever after, and some people just fall out of love and things like that. That's what gave this movie its PG rating. There's also a scene later in the movie, in one of the climax scenes toward the end, where there is a large, scary dragon. Susan Sarandon is the Wicked Queen here. Does really an excellent job in the role, and then transforms into a dragon. So it might be a little scary for some of the younger kids. My wife and I were talking about this, and we think the target age, the target audience that Disney was probably shooting for was, maybe somewhere between like 8, 9 years old up to about 12, 13, something like that. So we're talking, late children, but kind of pre-teen time frame. It's a good movie, very enjoyable, has some good themes to it. The music is great and really well acted by both Patrick Dempsey and Amy Adams. Idina Menzel is in this, pre-Frozen days. She was doing Wicked at the time. So really a good all-star cast, too. You have Susan Sarandon in there as well, as I mentioned. So not my favorite role for Amy Adams, though she does a great job in this one. I think she does justice to the part and really kind of convinces you that she is a Disney princess, even though everyone thinks that she's just mentally unstable, which is what a Disney princess would seem like in our world. I encourage you to go check it out if you haven't before. We watched this as kind of our Valentine's Day movie with our kids because it is a romantic comedy, but there's something in it for everyone, and I think you'll find that you enjoy it. It gets my family seal of approval, so my kids like it, my wife and I like it, and nothing overtly objectionable that you'd have to worry too much about. It is, it's not a mild rated G type Disney movie. It is a PG movie. There are some scenes that you might have to discuss with your kids further, but, give it a try if you haven't. Let me know what you think. I'm a fan of Amy Adams in general, Patrick Dempsey as well, Susan Sarandon. Really, and any one of those three can kind of carry a movie on their own, and all three of them are in really good roles in this movie. Let me know what you think about it, though, in the comments below. Do you agree with my review? Do you hate this movie? Do you think Amy Adams is weak on screen? She's supposed to be in this movie. She's a Disney princess. She's applauding the people who just sang and danced with her spontaneously in Central Park in New York. It's a fun, enjoyable movie. Give it a try. And don't forget to subscribe to this channel. We're still trying to get to 100 subscribers. Spread the word. Thanks.